Why, hello, Angelisa here, and today is Halloween, and it is also a Tuesday, and every Tuesday I upload a new episode over here on the podcast, Braap's Throttle Talk, and I thought it would be so much fun, something different, where I share 2 spooky stories that I wrote and I created just for you, the snowmobile and dirt bike woman rider like yourself. So if I'm in your ears today and you're traveling to work or you're cleaning, hold on tight, but also grab a beverage and, try to sit down and maybe take this in. And if you're watching me over here on YouTube, I tried to create my space as like a Halloween theme, but my desk setup, my audio just doesn't work that way. So I have a light up crystal ball, I have a candle, I have my pumpkin that I grew in my garden, and I'm sipping on tea, and I'm dressed like a psychic reader, kind of. So I'm trying to create the spooky vibes for you guys, okay, over here on YouTube. So I'm also still battling a bad cold. That's why I sound the way that I do. My voice is still raspy. My vocal cords, I feel like, are still healing. So I apologize in advance, but I really want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy these stories because I had so much fun writing them. Okay, so I will catch you guys on the other side. The Haunting Snowmobile Cabin. In the deep of the winter woods, where the moon's icy glow danced upon the snow-covered pines, a daring snowmobile rider named Alina embarked on a journey with her friends through the treacherous terrain. Her snowmobile roared beneath her as she navigated the winding paths, trying to keep up with the other snowmobile riders ahead. Even with an adventurous spirit, Alina was seeking the thrill of the night's ride under the Halloween moon. As the evening deepened, a thick mist descended, surrounding the trail in an eerie haze. Pushing through the fog, Alina's confidence wavered as she realized she had strayed far from the familiar trail, with no signs of her friends around or snowmobile tracks in sight. Alina was on her own. The forest grew silent, and the wind seemed to whisper her name, sending a chill down her spine. Alina. Lost and alone, Alina's snowmobile suddenly sputtered to a stop, leaving her surrounded by an ominous stillness. With each passing moment, the trees loomed closer, their skeletal branches clawing at the ice-cold air, as if alluring her into the heart of the darkness. Alina. Her breath visible in the freezing air, Alina pushed through the snow, the sound of her footsteps muffled by the haunting silence. Shadows danced around her, playing tricks on her mind as she struggled to find her way back to safety. In the distance, a faint light flickered through the trees, drawing her closer to what seemed to be a cabin, seemingly abandoned for decades. Hesitant but driven by the hope of warmth and shelter, Alina approached the creaking door, only to find it swinging open as if inviting her in. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of decay, and the remnants of a long-forgotten life whispered tales of sorrow and despair. With each step, the floorboards creaked beneath her, and the icy breath of some unseen presence grazed her neck. A shiver of fear coursed through Alina as she realized she was not alone. Shadows danced on the walls, and whispers echoed through the cabin, telling a tragic tale of a lost snowmobile rider who had met a grim fate within those very walls. As the night deepened, Alina's very instinct urged her to flee, yet a mystical force seemed to bind her to the cabin, trapping her in a web of ghostly intrigue. In the eerie glow of the moon, she unearthed the haunting truth of the lost soul. The ghost of the lost snowmobile rider. And with a final burst of courage, she broke free from the cabin's grasp, racing through the woods, her heart pounding with a newfound respect for the mysteries that lurked within the darkness. She trampled through the snow, following her old footsteps all the way back to her snowmobile. She turned the key once more, wishing and praying for her sled to turn on. And alas, it started. As she heard the snowmobile engine turn over, she gave the snowmobile as much throttle as she could and drove back to the main trail and found her friends searching for her. Ever since that fateful night, the story of Alina's chilling encounter with the lost snowmobile rider has been whispered amongst the local snowmobiling community, a cautionary tale of venturing too far into the wilderness on a haunted Halloween Eve. I ruined the moment, didn't I? All right, tea break. Resting my vocal cords. On to the next tale called The Ghostly Trail Ride. In the heart of the autumn forest, where the rustling leaves whispered ancient secrets and the moon cast eerie shadows on the dirt trail, two adventurous dirt bike riders, Angelisa and Shannon, revved up their engines, eager for a thrilling Halloween night ride. Their headlights pierced through the darkness as they raced through the winding paths, their laughter blending with the crisp night air. As they scaled up the mountain and pushed deeper into the woods, a distant laughter of a woman echoed through the trees. Shannon glanced at Angelisa, her eyes wide with alarm. But Angelisa shrugged, dismissing the sound as a trick of the wind. With an eager grin, she accelerated with more throttle, determined to chase away the rising sense of unease. The forest grew denser, the trees grew taller, and the path seemed to be getting narrower, as if the path was closing in, until there was a large fallen tree that blocked off the trail. Angelisa and Shannon decided to turn around as they couldn't ride any further, but then heard the laughter again. But this time, it was much louder and more distinct. It was no longer the innocent giggle of a woman, but an unsettling sound of whimpering and wailing that seemed to put a spell on both riders. Suddenly, Angelisa's bike jolted and stalled, as if the haunted forest wanted them to stay. Shannon's bike stalled too, and her headlight turned off, casting a pitch-black blanket around them. An unsettling mist enclosed on them, swirling around the trees, distorting their surroundings, and blurring the boundary between reality and the realm of the supernatural. Through the mist, a ghostly spirit of a woman appeared. Her face contorted with sorrow emerged from the shadows, her whimpering and laughter now a haunting melody that sent chills down their spines. Angelisa and Shannon exchanged fearful glances, their racing hearts synchronized in dread as they realized they had ventured out of bounds on a trail that was not on the map. In the eerie glow of the moon, the spirit of the woman wails, her translucent figure swaying with unease. Angelisa and Shannon, paralyzed with fear, watched in disbelief as the spirit allured them to join her quest on adventuring past the fallen tree and deeper into the woods. Her haunting laughter and whimpers mingling with the howling wind. Summoning every ounce of courage, Angelisa and Shannon kick-started their dirt bikes, revved their engines, and tore through the forest, the echoes of the ghostly laughter fading behind them. As they burst through the edge of the woods, they paused to catch their breath, their minds reeling from the encounter with the ghostly woman who haunted the unknown trail. From that night on, Angelisa and Shannon shared their chilling tale with fellow dirt bike riders, cautioning them to steer clear of the haunting, unmarked trail where the forest grows dense on a haunted Halloween night. And that comes to the end of our short form stories or spooky tales. And I'm not sure about you, but when I was writing these and rereading them, I also read them to my daughter Stella, who's 9 years old. She loved them. I loved them. They're sending chills down her spine. So if you made it this far and you listened to the second story, The Ghostly Trail Ride, so that story is actually based on true events. Now, this didn't happen on a Halloween night, and it was not a night ride, but my good friend Shannon and I, we were the only ones riding in a trail that's not that popular. There was no other trucks in sight at the parking lot, no other riders there. And Shannon and I stopped and we were talking, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, deep in the woods, we heard a woman laugh. And we looked at each other and we turned on our bikes. Actually, no, we didn't turn on our bikes. I think Shannon yelled out, "Hello." And then no one answered. But then we heard more laughing. And Shannon looked at me. I looked at her with fear in our eyes. And we turned on our bikes and we got the fuck out of there. It was so scary. And I share that story actually with my daughters. Now I'm scaring them to go trail riding. I'm pretty sure it was mountain bikers, to be honest. Where were they? I have no idea. But in the moment, it was quite scary, especially when you are so far deep in the mountains, in the forest, on trails that aren't really ridden that much. Oh my gosh, I'm really starting to spook myself here. Every noise, I'm like jumping. Okay. Anyways, let me know if you've encountered any spooky things on your dirt bike adventures or your snowmobile adventures. Comment them below if you're over here on YouTube, or you can send me a direct message over on Instagram. And until next time, have a safe and fun Halloween. Happy Halloween, you guys. Keep killing it safely, and I will catch you on the next episode. Okay.